dabbling with it, and to date, I've actually been blessed to generate over $50,000 with this program. Now, I've been sharing this with a lot of you guys, and you guys have been having questions. Some of you guys have been sending me concerns. What makes this specific affiliate program stand out from all the other potential ones you could join? Now, what I've done is I've actually gotten a hold of a representative of E1U Life, Dwayne Golden. Now, what I've done is in a second, we're actually going to have an interview, and I'm going to put his feet to the fire. I'm going to ask him these hard-hitting questions that you guys have been sending me. I've been compiling, and we're really going to get to the truth, the honest take on Hey, what's going on, my friend? Garrett here. Now, maybe you've been seeing a lot of my videos recently and some of my emails talking about the affiliate program E1U Life. Now, if you don't know, I've actually been a member and I've been very active in this program over the last few months, right around since September. And I've been dabbling with it, and to date, I've actually been blessed to generate over $50,000 with this program. Now, I've been sharing this with a lot of you guys, and you guys have been having questions. Some of you guys have been sending me concerns. What makes this specific affiliate program stand out from all the other potential ones you could join? Now, what I've done is I've actually gotten a hold of a representative of E1U Life, Dwayne Golden. Now, what I've done is in a second, we're actually going to have an interview, and I'm going to put his feet to the fire. I'm going to ask him these hard-hitting questions that you guys have been sending me. I've been compiling. And we're really going to get to the truth, the honest take on whether or not E1U Life is really best for you. I'm going to get into things like, is it legitimate? Is it a scam? He's going to share all this information you need to know. So by the end of this interview, you can really make an informed decision on whether you want to partner with this or maybe avoid it at all costs, right? So without further ado, Dwayne, are you there, my friend?
I'm here. Thank you for having me, man.
No worries. No, I'm really thrilled, and I really wanted to do this for my audience. A lot of them are rightfully skeptical. I mean, unfortunately, the industry we're in, there's a lot of scams. There's a lot of things where people are just out to kind of take people's money. And, a lot of the people that have been following me for a while know that I never promote something that I don't personally believe in 100%. So again, I'm really thrilled to have you here.
Thanks for having me, and it's a pleasure to address or answer some of the questions that you have. When it comes to platforms like this, oftentimes because of the internet and the way it works, the wrong message can get out there. So for us, it's just as much of a pleasure to make sure that there can be a clear message and of what's going on and what's going on behind the scenes.
No, absolutely. Now, I want to get into the very first question, and this is a big one with a lot of my audience. A lot of them, they maybe are working a job, they have a family, they don't have a lot of time to put towards, creating a successful income if they want to focus on E1U Life as possibly an affiliate program to promote. Do you think, because a lot of my audience are very new, they've never really promoted anything online. They're kind of just starting off. A lot of them are newbies. Do you think this program is right for the average beginner, let's say?
I think that it's easy for me to say that it's right for a newbie or a person who's just getting involved with the industry, but I have to say as a human being in general, it is because what's happened here in this 21st century, we as human beings forgot how to differentiate between what's easy and what's hard. And so I'd say it's easier than giving 40 hours a week to a company or 2,080 hours a year towards a company if a person only knew that if they can take a fraction of that time and give it towards themselves and developing themselves to learn something new and work it, they would work a fraction of that time. And so it is, but I'm here against the idea of scamming and schemes and so forth, to the point that there is something a person does have to apply themselves, but it's so much easier than a 40 to 60 hour work week. Is that helpful?
I understand. Yeah. No, I absolutely, and of course we all have to start somewhere, and a lot of my YouTube trainings and things are designed to help the newbie,
Mhm.
understand how to get started. So the resources are there, and I really agree. Seeing it myself, I really feel it is perfect for the average beginner as well. Now, I want to first off really address the elephant in the room. A lot of people they're skeptical. Maybe they
Are
have
you
some.
calling me fat, dude? Because that didn't come off too well. Go ahead.
Oh, the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
No, um, no, a lot of people, they see these, or they have loved ones, and they maybe tell them that they want to start something like this. And, oh, is this a pyramid scheme or is this a scam? That's thrown around a lot in this industry. And what do you have to say about that? I mean, E1U Life, is it legitimate? I mean, what do you have to say to the skeptics out there?
Well, I do think that there are things that we can do in life that are legitimate that can become a scam because of the way we approach it. I think there
Mm,
are a lot of scams out there, and so I'm not here to. I don't want to appear to be bashing anything, but I will say that with E1U Life, the whole concept is affiliate marketing. We sell custom tailored products, and the custom tailored products are made for people who are managing their businesses online. And if you've not been asleep for the last 2 years, majority of the world was forced to go online, and you had millions of people who couldn't go to work. They all had to start doing telecommuting and working from home. And when that happened, many companies began to diminish the whole idea of going into the office anymore, and people began to do it from home. Well, a lot of companies that had to do that didn't have an online presence. A lot of churches didn't have online presence. They couldn't do what they did from online. Well, we create websites, lead magnets to generate subscribers for real estate agents or anybody else like that, people with salons. We build out social media designs, and we do all the stuff tailored. But when we do it, we've demonetized it. And in the technical world, there's a phrase called demonetization, Garrett, that you can, instead of trying to build a fortune off of every transaction, we demonetize it. We don't monetize it. We allow the affiliate to make the majority of the money. So it's legitimate. However, if a person doesn't do it, they just pay for the product and don't use it, it's a scam to them because they refuse to utilize it. So I believe we're doing something. We're part of where the world's going. And if you don't know it, Walmart they were on the bottom leg before COVID, where they were forced to take the majority of the business online when they had to shut a lot of stores down and begin not being open 24 hours anymore, only open till 11. Now all of a sudden they get to a position where they're making more money online than in their stores. Churches are now making more money by streaming their services online from a website than when they were going around passing a plate around the church room. And so we've positioned our company to offer all these services, but the affiliates are paid 80 and 90% of the revenue. So
That's
is it
incredible.
legitimate? That's what we're doing. We're a part of where the world's going.
That's incredible, and that's what really resonated with me. Like I said, I've reviewed. If people have seen my reviews online, I've reviewed hundreds of programs and products. Many of them they promise the world. You get involved and they never actually deliver. And so what you've just described is one of the main reasons I decided to partner and even recommend to my audience. Now, touching on that point as well, this isn't just a lot of these programs, you kind of, especially if you want to promote as an affiliate, you kind of just join. There's no real value in the back office, and you're kind of just promoting it, as just a way to make money. Like there's no real value. So could you kind of touch on the actual value that people get at the different levels?
Well, yeah, I can touch on it a little bit. I will say that these packages were created based on the need of the marketplace. That we talked about 2020. I'm responsible for the Sickle Cell Disease Council or for the state of Pennsylvania. And that's one of those places that when COVID hit, they lost a lot of their funding. We had to find creative ways to create and have income. And that had to happen through the website where everybody's at home. If you think you have it hard now, if you're trying to raise money for a chronic illness or things like that, and you can't be out in the community anymore, you struggle. And so packages that are created are packages that will help almost any business. So we make out of these 6 packages, we have a combination of the website social media campaigns for Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. We have lead magnets. We'll connect for newsletters and email campaigns that connect to it. They're customized, which means based on a company's color scheme, logos, and themes, everything's built around that tailoring. Each customer that's purchasing these packages tells us a little bit about what they do, what type of industry they're in, and we build these things out for them. Our top package, which is package number 6, is something called Vertex Live. It's a full-fledged website. It's customized. That means if a website or a business has its about me, about us, and its products and its services, and a little bit about their customer support, that's one aspect. But these fully fledged websites often have what's called a dashboard, a back office for the subscribers where they can go in and utilize those. We have all those, but every package that is purchased with this company, the majority of the revenue is given to the affiliate that sold it. And then they always get any packages that cost less, they automatically have that thrown in. So if a person comes and buys the top package, they get all the other 5 automatically. They get a social media campaign, specific tailored email templates. They get their own lead magnets and the connectivity, whether those pages have videos on them, if they have payment buttons, if they have upsells and downsells within those funnels. We do it all. And so we're at E1U Life, we're not out to try and prove that we're not a scam. It's a waste of time. We sell these products. Someone can buy them or they'll buy them. And the company's not trying to buy private jets off of this. The revenue that comes through, if 80-90% of is going back out to the affiliates, how does the company stay afloat? How does it survive? Well, that 10 to 20% is enough to pay the designers, the programmers, developers, project managers, customer support. It runs itself. So what we believe that we've done, we created an ecosystem, Garrett, an ecosystem that it has its own ability to feed itself, which is beautiful. And what does that mean? We already have great affiliate platforms out there. The leading platforms in the world right now for affiliates are ClickBank and Amazon, Walmart. Here's what's interesting about all 3 of these. Yeah. Walmart, right, which is a runner-up in the top 3, they offer up to 4% affiliate commission. We're giving 80%. Amazon allows up to 20%. We're offering 80, 90%, in some cases 100. ClickBank, if you make a sale today, you won't see the money for 30 days. We offer instant payments on every sale to the affiliates. And then at the same token, our purchasing customers, they receive their product within typically 24 to 48 hours. Typically, they get their first draft back of whatever they were making for them. It's an ecosystem that is self-feeding, and there is nobody to scam. Because here's the thing, the company's not getting the money, the affiliate is. The customer's getting the product, and the programmers and designers are getting paid. There's no one to be scammed. Anyway, I just figured I'd put that extra in there for you.
No, I absolutely appreciate that. And that's, again, one of the, a big reason that I decided to join this, because, in my trainings online, a lot of people watching this have probably seen my YouTube trainings where I've referenced you can promote ClickBank products and JV Zoo. And it is the main reason I always typically moved away from those platforms is the long payout, the measly tiny commissions, If you have a goal of $10,000 a month and you only make $100 per commission, I mean, you need, virtually 100. So I love the high ticket aspect. I love the instant payments, which is absolutely incredible. Now, I know a lot of people, they purchase the products with E1U Life. They don't even want to be an affiliate. They just see the incredible value. They see the tools to maybe build another business. But because my audience is mostly affiliate marketers, I want to circle back to that and ask you, a lot of people, they see the leaderboards. You can go on there, they see the top leaderboards, people just crushing, commissions. How is this possible? I mean, to someone working a 9-to-5 job, the average 4-person household in the United States, I believe, is right around $3,000. How is it possible that these people are making, let's say, $2,000 commissions on a very regular basis? Like, how could How can this be?
Well, some of the proof's in the pudding. So looking at the landscape of businesses over the last few years, by 2020, we had more than 50 million businesses go out of businesses, right? That's for starters. And then if you're going to survive, you better be connected to online. So a lot of what had to happen was there needed to be a need. The sellers for our affiliates don't have to create that need; it's already exists, right?
Right.
Then if you take into take into account that 80% of all businesses have less than 20 employees. Most people don't know that. Most people think everything's a Fortune 500 company. They represent the fraction. When you see this, the businesses now that are soaring, many of them started off and they're being worked, a person's managing it from home. There is no big building. They're not all going to be Google. Rarely does that happen. So we're able to service businesses and individual entrepreneurs. The need's already there. So when someone does this, do you have a way for me to show the screen? Can I share my screen?
Yeah, go for it. I think my audience would love to see what you're talking about.
Okay, good. So in YouTube, there's already people out here that have business. And so what a lot of people are doing with E1U Life, they put up a video. Wow. And they put up a video saying, here's what I'm doing. Here's how my affiliate stuff works. Log in. Oh, there you are, man. Log in and see, right? And then here they show here's how I made X amount. Someone bought it. So if I'm out there and I'm looking and saying, okay, I'm trying to start a business from home, but I don't have a product. I saw this guy, Garrett, or this girl here, Rhonda, or I see whoever it may be. What happens is I find out now I can work all week for 4 weeks in a row and make $2,000 or $3,000. Or I can start a business at home because I have a computer following what this guy Garrett says, or this gal Rhonda, or this guy named Beaky, whoever it may be. I want to do that. So what do? I don't have a website. I don't have any of those things. I'm buying it from these guys. I'm going to buy it. And when I buy it, I get a social media campaign. I get my what do you call this? My branding for my YouTube channel, my other stuff. They build it all for me. And so, yeah, people are making that money because you have to have it. Or
it's incredible.
It's like I said, it's an ecosystem. The beautiful thing about an ecosystem is if you don't disturb it, it does its own thing.
Right. And again, speaking as someone who has joined tons of these programs and platforms, I've never before seen such value and really a one-stop shop. I mean, if you want to maybe touch on, the autoresponder or, the funnel creation, like there's so many things that you don't have, you can really stop paying all these monthly expensive fees on these other places where it's really all in one in this one platform that is E1U Life.
I'll say this, Garrett. The majority of people that want to start as an entrepreneur but have their own business don't even know what all is needed. And so some of the discouragement is, okay, I'm an entrepreneur now. I'm no longer working my job. I was laid off, or I quit, or I was fired. Now, to get started, what's going to make me successful? I don't want to do the brick and mortar thing. I'm going to go online. Then they find out they need $300 or $400 worth of monthly expenses to get by. So what we do is we streamline it. We provide the things that you would need already within the packages that are purchased. We even have what's called a marketing system so you don't have to go outside. So, for example, when I first started in 2005 or 6, I had to go out and buy a domain for my new business. I had to host it.
Right.
Then I had to get what's called one shopping cart. That's a place that would set up my payment buttons, right? And then it allowed me to email people. And so I can have, every time someone purchased, I had to send them an email of what they purchased. And then I had to keep up with them in what's called an autoresponder, something called Aweber. And I had to send out, every time I wanted to communicate with a list of people or subscribers, every business has to do this, whether it's real estate agents or anything else. And so by the time I had things set up, I'd better make money soon because this is costing me a few $100s a month. And so that was a huge struggle at first. So when we came up with a lot of the concepts we're doing with E1U Life, we wanted to minimize all of that so that people can have it all in the same house. And so you didn't know this, but when you bought something from, let's say, Target, and they ask you if you want to sign up for their email list, you didn't know it. They're using something called an autoresponder. They'll make sure you get email messages every week, every holiday, every promotion. You're going to get stuff. That's called an autoresponder. And when you get it, it's written in Target's what's called an email template. Well, we actually create the templates for you as well so that you get that. And so a lot of things that are needed, and even hosting, it was interesting. When I first got started as an entrepreneur, every time I heard of a good domain, I bought it. Then when I get a site built for it, I'd have to host it. And before I know it, I'm paying at least $60, $70 a month in just hosting all these websites. Well, we just knew if we could find a way to channel it all, a person could come and get started, manage their business, or they can get started with E1U Life to use our products to support their current business, or they do all of it right here in the ecosystem. That was our thinking, Garrett. I don't know if I rambled enough or if you really, if I was able to clarify.
No, that makes a lot of sense, and I really appreciate you elaborating. And because, I talk to a lot of my audience, I get responses to my emails and YouTube comments, and a lot of people, they're not very technical. They don't have a lot of time to kind of create a website and figure out the code and the sales copy and all this stuff. So the fact that you offer this, just by joining a level inside of the program is absolutely incredible. And again, that's one of the big reasons I wanted to, partner with this and really run with this program. Now, I want to ask you, there's obviously different levels inside, and, not everyone, it is what it is. Not everyone's going to be able to afford, some of the higher levels. I always recommend people join as high as possible, because you obviously unlock all the levels that the level you join at, you unlock that level and all the levels under it. So obviously it's the most, the most beneficial to get started at the highest level you can. But let's say someone watching my videos, watching this interview, is maybe from like Bangladesh, some country that, $2,000, to invest is quite a lot of money.
It's unreasonable.
It's unreasonable.
It's unreasonable. In 2006 in Bangladesh, the average person made about $600 a year.
Wow.
Just so you know.
Right.
And so to really get the gist of why I said unreasonable, I know a decent amount about the country. Now it's more than that now, but it's nowhere near $2,000 in the same month. Well, the beautiful thing we did when we created this ecosystem, we wanted to be all-inclusive, so that regardless of someone's income disposition, we needed to create a way that someone can latch on. Perhaps a single parent, or perhaps someone who's alone for the first time in their life. Everyone that they loved has already passed away or gone or left them, and they have to figure out a way to make ends meet. And we're United States. We have all kinds of things like Social Security, unemployment. Most countries don't have that. We wanted to create a way that we can be all-inclusive and make it inviting for the retiree, for the person with limited skills. How do we do it? And so what we did was we created something called E1U Marketing Pro that allows someone, even if they can only afford the basic package, which is our opt-in page lead magnet package, well, they can become an affiliate and sell anything, and they'll get 50% of that commission. So if they sold a $2,500 package, they'd make $1,000, even in Bangladesh, which is interesting when you consider how many months of income that would make. And so we created a way for people to optimize based on their own economy. So that's why a person doesn't have to, if all a person has is even, like I said, less than $100, they could come in and be in position, so now they could sell any of our packages and make that money.
And that's incredible. And if you could elaborate just a little bit more on how that works. So if someone, let's say they join the Marketing Pro, how can they actually promote the product? And, how does that kind of work?
Well, Marketing Pro in itself is, we know that the way to create great success for people is try to give 10 times the value. And so inside of it, we have a lot of what's called marketing tools to make that easier, from banners, pre-written email messages. We have capture pages, different unique sales pages tailored just for different industries. And then to top it all off, we have built-in autoresponder. which that email system, like I said about the Target uses, that type of thing. We have that
Right.
also. We also have built all the hosting of anything that is going to be offered. And then we also allow them to sell those products and get money from that. But the cool thing about it is we have training that walks a person through how to make sure they can get that done and set up, which is a lot easier than working 40 hours a week. Taking a few minutes, a little bit a day. I'm amazed at how much money an individual can make if they take 30 minutes a day of their life and learn more. Just 30 minutes a day at the end of the week. If you think about that, that's what, that's 3.5 hours or 4.5 hours at the end of the week. It's amazing how much time you would have learned. And it's almost impossible not to become very wealthy just by leveraging your time. And so I learned the hard way. I used to get 40 to 60 hours a week just to be able to bring home $2,000 or $3,000 a month. And when I flipped it and took a fraction of that time and built me up, I worked harder on myself than I did on my job. That's when I learned I knew I was going to do well. And so that's what I recommend. With E1U Marketing Pro, it just adds a catalyst that allows you to earn more money by, even if you have the lowest package, you can earn a lot more. But if you have the highest package, you can get 100% on package 1 through 5 and 94% on package 6. We've already built it all in. So we wanted to make it like you'd have to really try to fail, if that makes sense.
It does. It does. And, I really appreciate that. I know, and I got this question quite a bit as well. If someone, let's say, doesn't have a following, or maybe, they're just starting scratch, can they still promote this? Now, I touch on this a lot in my own YouTube trainings on how to get, traffic, both free and paid. I know you can obviously buy traffic starting off. If you don't have a lot of extra money, there's other strategies such as, pinning on Pinterest or using Twitter. And I know a lot of the training and resources are obviously inside of the back office as well. One last question, one or two last questions, as we're finishing up here. And I really do appreciate your time. I know my audience does. This is really hopefully giving the clarity on why I personally love this program so much. One thing is, a lot of times when people join a program or, get started with something, they feel like there's no real community. There's no real person or tribe or even consistent training in place to really be there for that person. Now, I know you offer consistent trainings, in the back. Could you touch on that to really help someone stay accountable on their path to success?
Well, you're good at this. I mean, geez, you really know how to ask the questions. And I'm saying that because one of the things I learned early on about building business and doing well with it is the majority of the money comes from the development. It doesn't come from gadgets. It doesn't come from that. Many of the people have the gadgets and can't make it. Only the guy that made the gadget usually makes the money, right? So, right. And I'm saying that because it's something that's become shameful in our industry. I'm an American, and much of our country was built on the backs of people that developed themselves to get an edge. They learned something that the rest of the world didn't know. And so when I give you this example about the development, I can't do it without giving you this part of it. Before World War I and World War II, the United States was responsible for only about 16% of the world's resources. By the end of World War II, we were responsible for more than 60%. What was the difference? We were individual workers. We weren't looking for someone to do it all for us. So I'm not a big fan of someone saying, hey, come use mine. You don't have to do anything. Just pay us. And I believe that one of the easiest ways to see if something's a scam is when someone only wants your money. They don't want you. They just want your money. They tell you they're going to do it all for you. And, the countries that did that, unfortunately, were overrun and taken over. And I hate to talk like that because I know your audience is from different places around the world. But that's one of the things that made Americans unique. Yes, when an American comes to your country, they're usually pretty arrogant and they're living off of what their grandfathers did. But a lot of them are arrogant for no reason. They don't do anything themselves. They're hoping for someone does it for them. We become a country who says someone has to do it all for me. So we thought by providing training that we can enable people to have their success independent of their income, right? Independent of their history. You don't have to have 20 years experience. I think you've only been doing this for what, 6 years?
Right around 6 years, yeah.
That was amazing when I heard that. So here's what we've done. We've got several things. Can I share my screen again? Let me see if do you have a way for me to, can I share it?
Yeah.
So what you're looking at is, as soon as someone logs in, we use pop-up features to kind of share things that are going on. Now, this is not the training, but we recently did a live projection for what's going to happen in 2023. And that is to enable and give the knowledge to the users about what's coming, right? But we also have what's called the Virtual Training Center. Inside of the Virtual Training Center, we did something that is pretty unique in that we created something called the 30-Day Blueprint. In the 30-Day Blueprint, we wanted to position each user to have all that they need to be successful. Even if they have no experience, they're taught and told what to do. They're taught how to set it up, how to differentiate between different types of incomes. What are the products and how do I produce better, right? How do I create a strategy so I can use autoresponders and those types of things? There are so many things here that users are able to access. And then we put replays for the different other trainings that we've done. And so as I click through it, I want you to think about this. I don't know how you got started, but when you did, someone helped you, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, we're a company that offers instant payment. How are they going to know? When someone buys our packages and they refer someone, how are they going to know how to get that set up? How are they going to know? I mean, do you have time to listen to thousands of people who are going to phone call you, to give you a phone call? Probably not. So we have something here, like we have this called Maximize the Compensation Plan, that video there. That training will walk them through setting up, first of all, if you're going to maximize your compensation plan, we train them in how to complete their profile. The company can't pay you if it doesn't know who it's paying or where to pay it, right? We also show how they connect what's called their Stripe Connect, so that as soon as a payment's made, not after. A lot of affiliate companies, they hold your money for a week or two or a month.
Yes.
We never hold it. What we do is we actually take your income once you set it up. As soon as someone pays, the money goes directly to you, to the affiliate. The company never gets to hold your money. We don't get it. It goes to you immediately. And so we show people, we teach them step by step. And this is a short video. That's why I said 30 minutes a day will change someone's life. This is only 16 minutes. And this is probably day 3. We go through them. We show them the payout at each level, what the admin fees are, how they work, the prices, how the base 80 commissions, and then how to use Marketing Pro to get 100% on packages 1 through 5. We show that all in this video. So we have training for everything. And what's the saddest testimony to me is why someone would believe that something could transform their life and they don't give any of themselves. I'm looking at myself. The years that I worked for 19 years before becoming an entrepreneur. 19 years at 2,080 hours a year. You think about all that time. Who couldn't become wealthy if they put the time into themselves? The idea that someone would tell you to join them as an affiliate at something, and there's nothing to do, there's nothing to sell, you're being scammed. If it doesn't want you, if it doesn't want your brains, run. We offer a way, not just that you can do it. It doesn't matter that you don't know how. We will show you inside this ecosystem. It doesn't matter that you've never done it before. It doesn't matter that you're 79. It doesn't matter that you're 19. It doesn't matter if your husband and children left or your wife and children left. You can do it. You don't have to be alone. In this ecosystem, we created a way that you do matter. And we do respond. If you send us a message, we will call you. If you ask us to call you, we'll call you and walk you through it. We'll set up a strategy session. So that's how we do it. I don't like the idea of a fixed training, but whatever your needs are, we tried to come up with a way to accommodate you with it.
That's absolutely incredible. And honestly, I know you don't have a lot more time. I know you're a very busy guy. I just want to thank you for joining me. Like I said, whether someone's watching this and maybe they're not in affiliate marketing. Maybe they just stumbled across this interview and they just see the incredible value of, the social media packs, the funnel creation, the training. I mean, the incredible value that's inside to apply to whatever business they have. Or if they're like a lot of my audience and they're affiliate marketers and they love the idea of instant payments and, virtually 100% commissions and, high ticket sales, then there's that for them as well. All in all, like I said, I'm thrilled with this. I'm running with this long term. I'm all in. Just maybe one more question before you go. If someone's watching this interview and they're feeling excited, they see an opportunity for themselves with E1U Life, what would you recommend the next step be that they take?
Well, a couple of things. First thing I recommend is, for me, when I started this type of thing, I met with my wife, I met with my kids, and we talked about it. How are we going to do it as a unit, as a family? And we used everybody's strengths. You don't have to do this, start off alone or be alone the whole time. We're a family-oriented business anyway. So I recommend if you're going to do it, think it through, and you evaluate what is the optimum package you could start with. Even if that's only a $30 package, whatever it is, find out where you start and start. I can only tell you the mistake of, because I'm already older, right? As I am closer to 60 now, I recognize that life is very short. You really don't have all year to do. I mean, if you can avoid every year giving 2,080 hours away in exchange just to get by, it's amazing what you find out what you can do with just a fraction of that time with something like this. So make a decision. Get started somewhere. Don't delay it. That's what I recommend. Get started with a package with someone. Don't worry. The company's not trying to get it. The company's not giving the money. An affiliate's getting the money. The company just takes a little bit of the administration fee that's used for that transaction, and that's how how the ecosystem feeds itself. So you don't have to look over your shoulders. Find out what it takes and what it takes from you and your family and do it together. That's what I recommend. And lastly, I recommend avoid the easy way out. If someone's going to come to you and tell you to just do it, all you do is pay them and they're going to do it all for you, I think you should not do that. Stay at work. Keep working your job. That's my opinion. And I don't want anyone to feel bad, but listen, this company can't mean, your family can't mean more to this family. This company cannot care more for your family than you do. You have to make that decision. If you're serious about it, let it take something from you. People get caught up in the money. You can give up $30, but you need to give yourself. Take a little bit of time, learn what it takes, and apply it. And so you can see those transactions coming through, because those transactions are very real. And that leaderboard is very real, and there's no reason your name can't be on it in spite of not having a history of experience.
That's incredible. So I really want to thank you, Dwayne Golden, again, so much, such a pleasure for having you. Guys, if you're watching this video, there's going to be a link, probably a button under this video to get started with the E1U Life program. Now, if you're already a member, I highly recommend, if you do have the means, you upgrade to the highest level you can. If you're just seeing this for the first time, I hope this convinced you on why I personally love this. And if you do see an opportunity, go down below, get started right away, make a decision, go through the 30-day blueprint. I highly recommend you do that. Go through the training. Also look out for an email from me when you get started. I'm going to be sharing with you custom training and things that I've put together to really help you as my new member, so you can really get the best results as easy and as quickly as